I note, Dr Crawford, that on page 9, I think it is, of the Pfizer non-clinical report, that it was noted that a study in 2020 found that anyone who had caught COVID had 100% S protein specific CD4 T cells in circulation and 70% had S protein specific CD8 T cells in circulation. In other words, that people had strong protection from COVID if they'd already caught it. Why were ATAGI still allowing people or recommending that people who already had strong immunity, natural immunity, to get boosters, knowing that it could induce immune imprinting or original antigenic sim, because the boosters were using different variants to the original strain, to the original vaccines?
I think it is necessary to give the witness a chance to respond, and then we'll be suspending. So please, with your response.
Yeah, Nigel Crawford here, Chair of ATAGI. So I think important thing to note is that when we initially rolled out the vaccines, we didn't have widespread infection in Australia. So the initial rollout, there's obviously very limited episodes of infection. So for a majority, that primary course was given in a very low population exposure. And obviously the ATAGI advice was always alluding to the potential risk-benefit of that vaccination program. Clearly, after the Omicron wave, we did have widespread infection, and then we started talking about this combination of both infection and vaccination, which is hybrid immunity. So those combination of those two have definitely meant that there's now a very high level of protection in the community, and we're only recommending 6-month booster vaccinations for those at highest risk, including over 75-year-olds, and those in residential aged care facilities also been mentioned, I know, in Senates today. So essentially, specifically to your comments of the CD count, that's the T-cell response. That's actually not that measured as frequently as the antibody response. Most of the data that we get to see with the new vaccine products is antibody, specifically around neutralising antibody, which is a measure of how well you can clear infection. And those T-cell responses are definitely very important, and hopefully in the future we'll have better markers that can tell us exactly what's happening with those CD4 and 8 cells. But at the time of most of our decision-making, we don't have that data to hand. But I do appreciate that we're trying to work out a combination
Can you just...
sorry, it is time to adjourn. It's time to adjourn, Senator Rennick. It's time to adjourn.
Authorised G. Rennick, LNP Chermside.